Olivia Rodrigo, Sour, album review. Let's chat about it. Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning here tonight to chat about this debut album from Olivia Rodrigo. She's a California-based singer and actress. You may know her from the new High School Musical series. But lately she's been pushing her way out into the music world and has done so with a slew of really great singles. I mean, at first, from a mile away, I was not pumped or excited or even genuinely curious about this album, but there is no doubt that Driver's License and Good For You are just fantastic singles. So without further ado, let's chat about this thing. This album starts off with Brutal, and honestly, I love this. I love the driving riff that we get here, the sort of crunchy production. We also get some great commentary from Olivia on fame, relationships, and more. Anxiety as well. It's just a really great alternative pop track. I mean, for me, this is the medium that she should be going for. There certainly are pop rock elements here, but there is that slight edge to it too that's interesting. This track is genuinely a joy to listen to, and I love the way it deconstructs itself by the end. It just fizzles out. Then we get Driver's License, which is one that people have been talking about, and you know what? There's a reason behind it. It is a great tune. It's honestly one of the better ballads I've heard this year. It is sweet, it is tender, it is impeccably performed. Her vocal performance alone is jaw-dropping. And you know what? Some of the later ballads on this album actually turned me off to a good hunk of this album. But for now, for this moment, this is a fantastic formula. Deja Vu took me a little bit longer to appreciate, but I ended up loving it just as much. To be honest, I think this was the first single that I heard from Olivia, but it's grown on me so much since the first time I heard it. It is another just freaking emotional ballad that is so well performed. You know what? It's pretty freaking deep. I have nothing bad to say about this, and I love Good For You so freaking much. You know what? I probably love it way too much. But this is the sort of edgy alternative pop that I wish that she would dive deeper into. I love how fired up this is. This kind of comes off as some of the better pop punk that I would have heard in my teen years. And you know what? That might turn you off. I respect that, but this, for me, is great. And Enough For You is one of the deep cuts go. This is a really great ballad as well. It is absolutely breathtaking. It almost gets me choked up. If she was to continue down a more ballad route, this is a great way to go. This track gives me hope. Her performance here is great. But it's some of the other ballads on this album that kind of see Olivia fumbling a little bit. It's tracks like Traitor that turn me off to this album. She goes back to that Driver's License formula so many times, and she only really nails it a few times. Traitor is super average, nothing exciting, and yes, lyrically, it's certainly well written. But this is a track that she does so much better later on in the album. One Step Forward, Three Steps Back is a track that I have a lot of the same feelings towards. It's probably my least favorite track here. It's just more of the same. It's another tear-soaked ballad, which is fine. And it's well written, that's for sure, but it's just so much more of the same. And these soft-on-the-ears, whisper quiet vocals are very hit and miss. And we get Happier a couple of tracks later, and once again, I feel like she's rehashing the same material. Look, having a theme for an album is one thing, but just rewriting the same songs with the same lyrical themes constantly is not good. But overall, I enjoyed this album a lot more than I thought I would, and I think that she's onto something. Yes, she needs to tweak a few little details here and there, get a little bit more consistent, but I think she's really onto something. Like Jealousy. Jealousy is a great track. This one shows her go very deep into romantic relationships once again, and appearance. This one was a little harder for me to get into, but Olivia really nails these hard to dive into topics. It's a commendable track, one that really leaves me pretty hopeful for her musical career. Not only that, but I love the call and return shouted vocals that we get towards the end. Then we get Favorite Crime, and I'm just so sick of this sound by now. Probably not the worst track here, but just hearing these lovelorn folk ballads track after track, it's too much. And once again, lyrically, I feel like we've been here. But she does have one last really great left hook with Hope You're Okay. And yeah, you know what? This sounds like a lot of the rest of the material here. But it's her storytelling on this track that really reels me back in, and the sort of hopeful finale that we get as well. I don't know, I just feel like I needed this to end off the album. So yeah, I think she kind of lives up to the hype of her debut singles, and I've gotten such praise from people. This is an emotionally potent, sincere pop album with a ton of heart. I just have two big issues. One, the alternative pop side of her, it needs to come out more because tracks like Brutal and Good For You are some of the best moments here. Not only that, she needs to stop rehashing the same folk ballads constantly because honestly, they're some of the worst tracks here. Having a theme throughout an album is one thing, rehashing the same material is another, but still, I liked this album a lot. The material here is really likable. I'm feeling a very strong 7 on this album, but let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.